Family, Omid Scobie tweeted a screenshot from a UK tabloid, the Daily Express, which had an article titled Meghan Markle and Prince Harry might choose UK schools as Lilibet and Archie tipped for England return. And Omid Scobie said this: Harry and Meghan visiting UK for just 2 work engagements. Tabloid media, guess what? Meghan Markle and Prince Harry might choose UK schools as Lilibet and Archie tipped for England return. My family, Harry and Meghan have not even set foot in the UK just yet. Prince Harry and Meghan are only coming to the UK for just 2 engagements. Meghan shall be delivering an address at the One Young World Summit, my family, in Manchester. My family, Prince Harry and Meghan will also be headed to the Well Child Charity Awards, a charity close to both of their hearts. However, for UK tabloid media, they already are envisioning Archie and Lilibet going to the school in the UK. My family, they are already envisioning a return by Prince Harry. Because for sure, they don't want Meghan back in the UK. They do not want Meghan back in the UK. And just a few days ago, I reported about the Daily Express, the so-called carnival of so-called experts working at the Daily Express, saying that they will be going for a strike due to low pay. And guess what? They chased away the goose that laid the golden eggs. And now they want the goose that laid the golden eggs back. They want the children back in the UK. Because the thing is, the tabloid media has not finished its job. Its job of fully destroying the spare Prince Harry. Or fully destroying both Prince Harry and Meghan. Because as I said to you before, my family, what the tabloid media obsesses over, they seek to destroy. And my family, someone said this. Allow me to read you a couple of comments, under this tweet posted by Omid Scobie. Now, someone said this, called Nikki. UK tabloids are obsessed with this couple to a level I have never, ever seen before, said someone called Nikki. Now, someone else said this, that, they whined and screamed for Harry and Meghan to go away. And now they spend their time fantasizing and creating conspiracy theories about them moving back to the UK. It's twisted and strange. The thing is, as I said, when Harry and Meghan left, they chased away the goose that laid the golden eggs. And now the so-called carnival of so-called experts like Richard Palmer say that they are going on strike because of low pay. And guess what? Now they're fantasizing about baby Archie and Lilibet going to a school in the UK. They're fantasizing about Prince Harry and Meghan handing over the kids to the rotter, giving them access to their kids. My family, that just ain't gonna happen. They already have the Cambridge kids at their beck and call. Whenever the tabloid media wants a picture, whenever the tabloids want a picture, all they need to do is demand it from the Cambridges and they shall get it. What is it? What do they want with 2 kids, Archie and Lilibet? Archie, whose mom they bullied while pregnant with baby Archie to the point of wanting to take her own life. For Lilibet, a baby at just a few hours old was bullied over a baby name. But yet they say they're envisioning, they're fantasizing that baby Archie and baby girl Lilibet will be coming to a school in the UK. My family, that just ain't gonna happen. My family, do you honestly, just ask yourself one thing. Ask yourself one thing. They could not handle Prince Harry falling in love with a biracial woman. What makes you think they'll be able to handle or tolerate biracial children whose mom is Meghan? Because they have a problem with the fact that Meghan is biracial. My family. And how do you think? Do you think that they're just going to put up with it? That they're going to watch them, and not touch them or do anything to them? My family, the tabloid media wants to destroy Harry and Meghan. They want to break them completely. They want to destroy Harry and Meghan's reputation. They want to make sure that no organization, no company even wants to speak or work with Harry and Meghan. That is what they envision for Harry and Meghan. They want Harry back, crawling to them for good press and having to hand over his kids to them for good press, handing over pictures of his children like what William and Kate Middleton do for good press. That is what they envision. My family, you can be sure about one thing. The tabloid media cannot control, nor can they hide their racism towards Meghan. My family, they can't even be able to hide their racism towards Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet. And already, Meghan knows that. Meghan knows that. Remember what Meghan said, when pleading with the royal family for the safety of his children, of his child Archie. At that time, they only had Archie. Meghan said, I know you don't care about me or Archie. Just let Harry keep his security. My family, the tabloid media are similar to the royal family. They are both one and the same. You cannot separate those two or differentiate those two. They are one and the same. Do you think they want, the biracial children of Harry and Meghan? They don't want. They'll treat them with so much disrespect. They'll use them as scapegoats for the Cambridge children, for the white Cambridge children. My family, that's what they want. That's what they are hoping for. Family, to finish the destruction of Prince Harry and Meghan, to destroy their reputation, to destroy Harry and Meghan's brand. But that just ain't gonna happen. Someone called T. Michelle said this: Omid, the Daily Express lie more than the Daily Mail. They never get anything right. And Harry and Meghan say they can't be trusted and they don't know anything about them. Which to this day, I treat them like used toilet paper. Just toss and flush that stuff down. Thank you, T. Michelle. Those are words. Those are words. And that's a fact. That's a fact. It's a strong, strong fact. Someone said this: sad part is there are people who believe the musings of someone else's imagination as fact. I have seen people on over that thread already posting in anger over this article. Those things are just bollocks from the tabloid media. Just lies from the tabloid media. Their imaginations of what they envision for baby Archie and baby girl Lilibet, because they want that access. They want to profit from royal children, the children of Prince Harry and Meghan, and also they want to destroy them. They want to use them as scapegoats for Cambridge children. Because remember one thing, tabloid racism is a huge part of the reason why Prince Harry and Meghan had to pack up and flee and get away from the UK to escape that level of hate and toxicity, to protect their mental health. It was due to racism. Archie has already experienced racism. Baby girl Lilibet have already experienced racism. Both kids have already experienced racism. And you can see the abusers right now envisioning Harry and Meghan coming to the UK with their kids to live there. But remember one thing, they don't want Meghan there. It's important to remember that. They don't want Meghan. They want Harry alone. They can say all they want that, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry might choose UK schools as Lilibet and Archie tip for England return. I mean, they've tried to separate Harry from Meghan for so many years. Harry from Meghan for so many years. And all of their plots have been doomed to failure. It has not worked. All their evil plots against Harry and Meghan have all crumbled and failed. Now they're like, Meghan and Prince Harry will come back to the UK. And guess what? They might choose UK schools as Lilibet and Archie tipped for England return. Tabloid media, you abused these people. Tabloid media, you bullied a pregnant woman to want to take her own life. What makes you think Meghan and Prince Harry would ever imagine that the UK is a perfect place for their kids? If it was, Harry and Meghan would have stayed in the UK. They escaped the UK to flee from that racism, to flee from toxicity, to have peace of mind, something they never had while they lived and stayed in the UK. Remember what Harry said? I pleaded once as a boyfriend to the tabloid media. They did not listen. I pleaded once as a husband. They did not care. I pleaded again as a father. They did not care. Tabloid media is upset because they lost their scapegoats and want new scapegoats in Archie and Lilibet. My family, Harry will never hand over his kids to be scapegoats for Prince George, Charlotte, or Louis, the Cambridge children. That just ain't gonna happen. That just ain't gonna happen. Remember the tantrum that Prince Louis pulled during the Queen's Jubilee. That tantrum that he pulled. Just imagine for 1 second if Archie was there. If tabloids had pictures of Archie. If Harry and Meghan, still were in the royal family, as senior members of the royal family, under the palace. Just imagine how many lies would have been told about Archie just to cover for what Prince Louis did, for his tantrums. And that's why, my family, I'm saying, Harry and Meghan already saw and envisioned exactly, what social media have already done while they were in the UK and what they will do should they have stayed. Staying in the UK was a huge level of toxic, and Harry and Meghan just could not put up with it anymore, and they chose to leave to protect their children and their own mental health. Someone said that before Harry and Meghan stepped back, they said they split the time between the UK and US. With Harry and Meghan's security issues and the pandemic happening, that was not possible. But if the security gets sorted, I'm sure they'll visit the UK more, as Harry wants to show the kids his home country. Now, my family, in a way, a comment made by someone called Rose, that's true. Remember, Prince Harry's own mother, the late Princess Diana, is buried in the UK. So obviously, Harry will also want to show, his kids where his mother is resting. As they grow up, obviously. Whenever they come to understand exactly, how the royal cult that calls it's a family operates, I'm sure when they look back, they'll understand and see exactly the love that their parents had for one another and for them, for Archie and for Lilibet, to take them away from that toxicity, to take them away from that racism. Because tabloid media cannot and could never be able to contain their racism towards baby Archie and baby girl Lilibet Diana. They can't control it. If they bullied a pregnant woman, tabloid media don't care about anything. They just want to ruin and destroy people's lives. But I want to tell them this. They shall never, and I mean never, be able to destroy Harry and Meghan's reputation and also Harry and Meghan's lives. Someone called Tennyson said this. Why on earth would Harry and Meghan choose UK schools? When people have means, and even when they don't, at whatever level, from primary to university level, the best schools in the world are the US. US schools instill confidence and self-esteem in schools. That's what someone said. Someone else said that the UK told them to leave, and they did. Now, the British media can't handle it. As a matter of fact, they're about to strike because of low pay. My friends, when you chase the goose that lays your golden eggs, that's the story of the UK tabloid media, because never in their minds did they imagine that Prince Harry would leave alongside his wife and children. They were happy to say Meghan should go back to America, because thinking that as a wife, Meghan would just go back alone, because they believed that Harry is just more like Prince Charles, to treat his wife abhorringly and hand over his children. Even this article that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry might choose UK schools as Lilibet and Archie tipped for England return, they still think, in this article, they still think that Prince Harry will be handing over his kids to them for good press. They still think that way. Because make no mistake about one thing, that's how it works. You give tabloids pictures of your kids, access to your kids, stories about your kids, and you get good press in turn. My family, we've already been told, like in documentaries, about how Prince Charles, at the height after the late Princess Diana's death, his reputation had sunk so low. And what did Prince Charles do to try and help, his reputation? Prince Charles did what you would expect him to do: sell his children. And that is exactly what Charles did. He gave the W media stories. He gave them access to Prince Harry and Prince William. He gave them access to them. He gave them pictures of, Prince Harry and William. From time to time, they were given access to Harry and also to William to feed their appetite, because they needed that. The tabloids want clicks, they want money, they want engagement. And so Charles did as they asked. My family, he handed over stories about William and Harry to make himself look good. For instance, let me use an example. When Prince Harry was, above 18 years old, I believe, there was a time whereby Prince Harry was said to be into drugs, that he took alcohol, a lot of heavy drinking, my family. And during that time, what happened was Prince Charles, said that he leaked to the tabloid media that they had taken Prince Harry to rehab. And Charles came out as a doting father who cares about his child, who wants to protect his child, who takes, heavy alcohol. Charles only did that for himself. For those who have heard about, what happened in the past, how Charles handed over, his children to get good press. Because that's what he did. That's who he is. He always looks for an opportunity at benefiting from any form of PR whatsoever. That's what Charles did. My family. And in exchange, Charles got good press for himself and also for Camilla. That's what they wanted to do, and that's what, they got. They wanted good press, and they got good press in exchange for handing over Harry and William to the tabloid media. Now, my family, also, I have this to say about this. Tabloids still think that Prince Harry is more like Charles, and that's a problem. According to my personal assessment, how I see things, I think that they still believe that Harry is like Charles. That Harry would hand over his wife and children for good press. My family, that is not true. Harry has never done that, and he shall never, ever do that. Harry has made sure to protect his wife. Harry is in court fighting to ensure the safety of his wife and children while they are in the UK. Prince Harry is doing that. He's a good husband to Meghan and a good father to Archie and Lilibet. He will never hand them over to the tabloid media for good press, because he knows exactly what tabloids are capable of. And Harry and Meghan, to me, I feel like they've said, look, we're going to live our lives. We're going to be happy. We choose love, and we shall live it, a happy life. We are free to do as we please and to do what we want. And we have chosen one another, Harry, Meghan. And they are protecting their children because they love one another. And any other shenanigans from the tabloid media, there'll always be those naysayers. Harry and Meghan have chosen to ignore them and live their lives in peace. It is only the tabloid media that is constantly desperate for Harry and Meghan's attention, for Harry and Meghan to just engage with them. Now that just ain't gonna happen. And it's time that they accept that Harry and Meghan want nothing to do with them. Someone said this: have they run a poll to ask people if Archie and Lily should be welcomed at a school attended by the Cambridge children yet? Well, I guess not yet. Someone said this, that Omid, it must be tiring having to correct the tabloids, the UK media, and the unprofessional royal rota all the time. It has to be draining. Omid, you are in a league of your own. The rest aren't even close. Carnival of so-called experts, pirates with press cards. UK tabloids never miss an opportunity to just embarrass themselves. Someone called Tando said this. Someone said this, that these tabloids are so eager to tell her to go back to her country 3 years ago. And they've been begging for their return ever since. Actually, for Harry's return only. And that isn't working anymore. No matter how much they've demanded for Harry to come back alone, that just isn't happening. Harry is protecting his wife and children. And Harry will always protect his wife and children from this level of lunacy, from the so-called carnival of so-called expert. Someone said this, and I quote, meanwhile, Archie in school somewhere in sunny California, living his best life. My family, that is my wish for Archie. That is my wish for LILIBET, for them to just live the best life in California. And the W media to back off of baby Archie, baby LILIBET, Harry and Meghan. Now, someone said this, called Jennifer Ward, said that tabloid, hey, let's disregard everything they've ever said. So laughable. How does anyone fall for this stuff? Unfortunately, tabloids rely on those who have, low span memories, like the Rangers, those hate accounts targeting Harry and Meghan, for them to continue spreading all of this propaganda day in, day out, my family. And this propaganda just isn't working. Harry and Meghan have made it clear that they will live in the US. They've also said that they'll be, traveling to the UK from time to time. But the US is their home. That's where they live, and spend their time with their kids, Archie and LILIBET. Wherever Meghan, Archie, and LILIBET is, that is Harry's home. His wife and kids are, that is his home. And no matter what the tabloid media try to do, they'll never be able to separate Harry from Meghan. Someone said this, Omid, the desperation is so apparent. They want to control this couple because they cannot bear they are thriving outside of that coven. The royal cult that calls itself a family. Love Harry and Meghan's courage, and it does take courage to go up against the might of the cult. Harry and Meghan just want to live a life of peace, to live their lives happily ever after, not bothering anyone, just live their lives peacefully. Tabloid media can't control themselves because all their plots against Harry and Meghan have failed. All their attempts at separating Harry from Meghan, it has all been doomed to failure, and it has all failed. Despite everything they've thrown towards Harry and Meghan, they've never been able to separate it. Perhaps that's why some of them who ardently said the reason they criticize Harry and Meghan has nothing to do with racism. Then recently, there is an article that as royalists, they believe that the monarchy should remain whiter than white. I believe it's also about frustration. No matter what they've thrown towards Harry and Meghan, it's just not working. It's not working. Harry is not abandoning his wife and children, and Harry will never abandon his wife and children. And someone else said this, thought that these tabloids said that Harry and Meghan are irrelevant and they want nothing to do with them. But yet, here they are, imagining Archie and LILIBET coming to school in the UK. My family, These tabloids chased away the goose that laid the golden eggs, and now they spend their time whining and whining and whining and imagining things that will never happen. Never ever happen. Family, once you escape abuse, Harry and Meghan have made it clear they want nothing to do with the tabloid media. Want absolutely nothing. And they're never gonna get to Archie and Lilibet. Tabloid media, you will never have access to Archie and Lilibet. Be content with what you already have access to, the Cambridge children, and back off of baby Archie and baby girl Lilibet Diana, my family. Allow me to read this last comment. There is no sensible regulation in this media sector. People just manufacture stories. It should now be called fiction. They can't help themselves. The UK tabloids have a serious problem with telling the truth. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, when you look at this story, you don't need to be a genius to know that it's a lie. You simply have to use common sense. Common sense. Common sense. My family. And no matter what they do or say, we see what they're doing. We see the harassment of Harry and Meghan, and we keep calling it out. We keep condemning the tabloid media obsession with Harry and Meghan. You've called them irrelevant, right, tabloids? Now stop. Now back off of Harry and Meghan. The royal family should call off its tabloids and back off of Harry and Meghan. My family, what do you think about this that is happening right now? I want to hear your opinion. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. Archie and Lilibet are not the scapegoats for the tabloid media. Meghan is not your scapegoat. You have used Meghan for quite a long time, and the world has seen what you've done. Archie and Lilibet will never be scapegoats for the Cambridge children because tabloid media want that kind of scenario. It will not happen. It will not happen. My family, stay tuned to our next video. I wish Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Doria, and all of you members of the squaddies from all across the world, so much peace, joy, and happiness. And let's keep praying for Harry and Meghan. My family, stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever.
Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.